another dramatic game earlier today between Albania and Croatia. Bolo Money makes a return on the program. Indeed, someone was asking, what was that goalkeeper doing? I mean, the Georgian goalkeeper, he wanted to salvage a point for his team and ended up really giving Turkey all the 3 points in the end. But again, the big boys have shown that they can hold their own in a competition of this magnitude. The only team that has won by a very clear margin has been the host in their opening game against Scotland. Absolutely.
Well, maybe the big boys accept Belgium. Many punters were crying after Belgium lost that game. But like I said, Germany won convincingly. I remember Germany had a downward spiral. It feels like a rising building again. And they picked up an impressive 5-1 win, moving on to France. The thing with the men is all of them didn't start well, but they did the needful, which was pick up 3 points. Same thing with France. Portugal, what a brilliant game yesterday. Portugal played like a proper competition team. They were not overdoing. They didn't go beyond the ball. They were picking the points, looking for where the holes are, and eventually they got. People kept asking, what was the defender trying to do? Was he trying to pass the ball Conceição, or was trying to make a clearance? But Conceição was at the right place at the right time. And like we're saying off air, the coach will come out and say, yeah, tactical masterclass. Why? Because that eventually worked out well for them. Talk about all the big boys, even England. England were under pressure for literally 90 minutes. Serbia were superb all through, but England did the needful thanks to Jude Bellingham, got the necessary goal, and they won. And the first game basically between Turkey and Georgia, what a game. If someone tells you this is the first time Georgia are playing in a competition, you will say it's a lie because they played so well.
Competition form and qualifiers form
completely different.
Are two different things. It's a Georgia team that could lose as much as 5-0 during the qualifiers and come to a competition like this and really giving the big teams a very tough time. Look at Albania. You know, in the qualifiers, I mean, you wouldn't want to give them any chance.
It should have been a walkover naturally against anybody. But Italy, they didn't, Anankichi was not enough to wipe up their sweat. It needed a full towel to do that against Albania.
Albania gave Croatia a very strong.
Yep. Croatia also needed to come back similarly to what happened in the game against Italy. It just meant Albania they know how to do one thing. Start the game early. In their third game, probably what they need to fight for is how to defend goals. How to make sure football is a 90-minute game, not 5. They scored Italy in the first minutes of the game, but they ended up losing. Same to Spain, Croatia. They scored early today. So I think if they go back to the drawing board...
Against Croatia, it ended 2-2.
Yep. It felt like they scored first. Oh, Croatia came into the game. Croatia were leading, game over. And they fought hard to make sure they get something. Now both of them are on the same points. Similar goals difference in the game. In fact, Croatia bottom of the team because Croatia conceded 3 in the opening match against Spain. It just showed that try as much as you can. If Spain have secured qualifier, if Spain should win their second game, maybe they could ease off against Albania in the third game. Who knows? Albania may be part of the best losers in the group. All
right, and so that takes us to today's fixtures. One already done and dusted. Let's take a look at the other fixture for tonight. As far as the Euros are concerned, in Group A, we should have, that's today, we should have Germany play Hungary, and Scotland will be up against Switzerland. I mean, Group A is one group that we've seen that have produced so many goals.
Yeah, I think
10 goals have been scored in Group A so far.
And it feels like the goals will continue based on how Germany left off in the first game. They are playing a team that considered 3. Against Switzerland, talking about Hungary, I don't think the question should be how many goals will Germany score. I won't be surprised if they score more than. I'm expecting nothing less than 3 from Germany tonight. What a way to start! It took me back to Russia 2018. Russia were among the worst ranked teams in the tournament. They started the group where the tournament was won, but I think they scored 5 goals and there was no turning back for them till they eventually lost in the quarterfinal. And knowing Germany's history, with the way they started this competition. Now people are trying to think, well, okay, maybe we underrated the Germans. And with a Toni Kroos back, how do you complete 101 passes out of 102? Those guys started well, and it feels like they'll continue with that form.
Okay, and that's the fixtures on your screen. Germany play Hungary, Scotland. I will be looking to bounce back from that annihilation against Germany when they face Switzerland, who are also not smiling. Switzerland, of course, won their opening game 3-1, and we'll be looking to add to that tally when they face Scotland. Scotland likely going to be the whooping boys of this group, no doubt. They haven't scored. I mean, okay, they scored a goal, but considered 5. In Group B, Croatia, Albania, that's done and dusted 2-2, and it's looking like a golden generation of Croatian football may be knocked out in the group stage of the Euros. I mean, Their next game will be against the Italians, and they will be hoping and praying that Italy qualifies after their second game. If not, Croatia will be in trouble.
The thing is that sometimes I think there's a saying that you learn from experience, not your own experience. You need to learn from people's experience to go. We saw it with Spain. When Spain kept on moving on with the old boys until they started crying. We saw it with Belgium. Now we are saying with Croatia. People are saying they can literally name almost everyone in the Croatian squad because they've been going on with the same boys since the Russia World Cup. Old men, Luka Modric, 38 or 39, talking about Brozovic, old men in this squad. Hopefully after this tournament, they will decide to retire many of them. But it may be too late. Like you rightly said, they would pray. Fast and pray Italy win their second game, at least secure qualification, then maybe they can have a chance in their last game against them. If not, this may just be the end of an era for them.
All right, let's take a look at the groups now, starting from Group A, how the table stands at the moment. Yes, that's it, Group A. In the build-up to the matches coming up later tonight, Germany topping with 3 points with a very huge goal difference. Switzerland, Hungary, Scotland. It's easy to say, based on what we've seen so far, that Germany and Switzerland will go through. Although we're going to have about 3 or 4 best losers from the group stage, and maybe Hungary may fancy their chances of picking one of those slots.
Well, it depends on how many goals they will concede from Germany. Because it feels like after match day 2, this group will still remain the same way. I expect Germany and Switzerland to pick up all 3 points. Because if Germany continue with the form and end up scoring maybe 3 goals, it means Hungary's goals difference would increase. As of now, it's -2. If they concede any more today, means they are going -3 upwards. It will be difficult to pick any best third from here, but they have to win at least their third match against their fellow whipping boys, talking about Scotland, and think hopefully they will score more than them. At least to have a chance of finishing best third. Pick 4 points.
Win a game.
Then if you don't pick 4 points, you now start thinking, oh, did you win any game? 3 points. What's the goals difference and not? But
at the Nations Cup, the Ivorians only had 3 points.
And they had even the worst minus, I think that negative goals difference. And even Portugal in 2016, they qualify as best third and they end up winning. So anything, as like they say all the time, is football. Group stage is a competition.
That's it.
Knockout stage is
another
different competition.
It's a different kettle of fish. Let's take a look at Group B now. And though the permutations may have changed a little bit in the aftermath of the game we saw earlier today between Albania and Croatia, the Albanians now have 1 point in the bag. Croatia also have a point. Both sides lost their opening games. Spain, Italy square up later today. And that, later tomorrow, I beg your pardon. And that game, indeed, that's like a World Cup final, in the group stage of the Euros. That's what the Euros is all about. Let's take a look at Group C now and see what will be coming up in that part of the competition. Denmark, Slovenia, Serbia. That's what it looks like in this. Let's take a look at Group D now. And I see those teams in Group D and how well they are faring. Netherlands picked a win in their first game. France also did. It was a 1-0 win for France in that one, but it doesn't matter at this point.
3 points.
Just pick the point. That's what is most important. Poland and Austria are also in this group. Let's take a look at Group E now. Group E of the Euros Championship. Romania, Slovakia, Belgium, and Ukraine. And let's take a look at what Group F also stands like at the moment. That's Turkey, Portugal, the Czech Republic, and of course, Georgia. Turkey picked the points, 3 points in the bag, with 3 goals in that one against Georgia. Portugal, these are the 2 teams that looks most likely to qualify from here. But with the way the Czech Republic play, they play good football, you want to imagine that they will be able to pick some points in this group at some point.
They just lost that consideration. It feels like everyone is expected to beat Georgia in that team. The question now is, how do you play amongst yourselves? That's where I think the qualifiers will come. Turkey felt like the supremo because they defeated the whipping boys in the group, talking about Georgia. The question is, when they take on Czechia, when they take on Portugal, how will they fare?
How well will they fare?
You expect Portugal to also win. Now they won against Czechia. You expect them to still win against Georgia and Turkey. Then, of course, Czech Republic, when they play Georgia, you still expect them to win. But what will they do when they face against Turkey? They've lost their opening match against Portugal already. So, Georgia, well, good experience for them. They will probably finish with 0 points. But the question is, amongst Turkey and Czechia, who will do enough? Well, both of them have new names, Turkey and Czechia. Who will join Portugal in the next round or even qualify as the best third?
All right. Well, so much expectations as far as the Euros is concerned. So much goals have been scored, more will be scored, and this is more like a World Cup, but the European version of the World Cup. All right, let's come back home to Nigeria and talk about happenings on the home front.